What if I die before money is paid to me under an employment-related settlement agreement? I'm Richard Hiron, also known as the Hironator, and I'm an employment law solicitor. Typically, what would happen is that the settlement agreement, because it is a legal contract, will be treated as being at an end. The reason for this is that you won't be there anymore to perform your functions under that contract. It will be a situation of non-performance where everything essentially comes to an end. Therefore, what your estate can expect to receive are things like your pay up to the day when you passed away, your untaken holiday that you were owed up to the day when you passed away, and any kind of benefits that you might have been owed up to the day when you passed away. Now, as you can probably see from those three examples, everything comes to an end from the day when you passed away. But there might be an exception to this. Usually, a settlement agreement will say that only an employee and an employer have rights under that settlement agreement. However, there might be specific wording in the settlement agreement either to say or to imply that your executors, if you have a will, or your personal representatives, if you don't have a will, can bring claims under the settlement agreement. It's quite rare to see that in a settlement agreement, but it could potentially happen. In addition to, or instead of that, the courts, if it got to that stage, might look very carefully at the settlement agreement and what it says in the round to understand what the intentions of you and your employer were when you both signed that settlement agreement. So there might be wording in the settlement agreement, or there might be things that have happened around the settlement agreement, for example, in terms of what has happened to date, that might lead a court to say, I think their intention was for this agreement to continue after the employee's death. If that's the case, then the court might say that the settlement agreement remains in place and still has to be followed, even though you've passed away. It all depends very much on the circumstances. I hope that's answered the question, but in the meantime, if you're finding a settlement agreement hard, bring it to Richard.